Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And you're probably looking at the front of my truck, or probably looking at my truck here going, what the hell? Yeah, I've been talking about getting a skin for the truck, and I did. This skin is called Green Dragon. It's specifically for Man Truck. I will try to remember to put a link in the description below. I love the black with the neon green coloring, you know, kind of like the old Gravedigger monster truck I used to love watching growing up. I know he's still out there, but not the same driver as far as I know. And I don't watch monster trucks anymore. Not that I don't like them, I just don't watch them. So yeah, it cost me 1,000 euros to put it on. But no more the metallic purple Man truck. Now we've got this awesome looking paint job. We also have a new interior, which I didn't have to pay for. It's just a new skin over interior. Quick update. The run I'm about to do, I actually already did 3/4 of it. The problem is that my headphones, crashed, causing me to lose a great portion of the run. So I had to go back during the I had to go back through the autosaves and find where I started, basically. So I'm sitting right outside where I pick up the trailer, ready to take the job. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the job, and I've actually changed my mind. I'm not taking the bulldozers anymore. I've decided to go with a 70-ton train. We're going to make the run. I'm pretty confident I can do it, not just because I started the run earlier and it got screwed up, but because, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment, speaking of trains. Just because I just feel more confident in my truck now than I did before, when I was talking about the bulldozers. New paint job, new interior. We got to make something happen. We got to do something special. So 70-ton train, I think we can do it. And that's what we're going to do. So let's do this run. For me, again. For you, first time. So there we go. There's the train. And I'll show you this interior once we're backed under the trailer, but not hooked up yet, because hooking up starts the timer. Alright, put it in drive. It's dark, so you can't see well, but it's a dark brown with a tan interior. It's supposed to be like wood with a dark brown, and as you can see, the grains going across. The dark brown, I think, is supposed to be leather, and then the tan, it's supposed to look like wood, but I actually think it looks more like another leather type. So I actually just really like it. No, it does not match the exterior as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't. Maybe somebody who's a little more color coordinated than me can decide. I thought I pulled out. Let's actually put it in gear. Don't you dare move while I'm pulling out. So yeah, I really like the look of the interior. I suppose it does look a bit woodish, huh? Yeah. Actually looks kind of nice. It looks like brown leather with the tan wood look. So right away, you see, we're going to need a gas station, and there is one within distance. I feel kind of stupid saying that. You know, yes, I do know that there is actually a gas station within range of where we need it to be, but what can I do? You know, I didn't want you guys to miss out. Normally I'd have just gone ahead with the footage is ruined, I'm sorry you're not going to see it, but I'm like, no, this is my first trip with my new skin, my new interior, and I'm hauling a 70-ton train for the second time, you know? And this is basically comparing our truck from when we pulled our very first 70-ton train, which was one of our, if not our first load, to now, where we got a stronger engine, better chassis. You know, we get, like I said, our new paint job, new interior. We got a bigger cabin for more room. I know that doesn't affect the performance of the truck per se, but still, we have it. I just really felt like I wanted you guys to see this. So rather than just, sorry guys, footage is ruined, you're not going to see it, you are going to see it because I want you to see it. God, I'm trying to make myself so righteous, I swear, but I'm not. It just, the idea just came to me that, wait, there are saves. I bet I can go back far enough, find the save, and make it so that you guys will actually get to see the full run. Thanks for blocking the light, you jerk. I don't know, there's something with this trailer, it almost feels like you lose speed as you're coming around a sharp corner. Like something scrapes on the truck or something. Maybe it's something to do with the chassis, the axle. I don't know. Yeah, great first hill for our challenge run here. I knew this hill was here, honestly, and I'm going to try not to say that too often, but so we'll get a look outside here. No beacons on the back of the trailer, but we got our own beacons, which aren't going. Now they are. Almost look like my back tires like slipping traction, even though it's not. I almost feel like going, you know, it's too bad that I don't have one of those UPS skins for the truck. So I have a brown and tan UPS skin with a brown and tan interior, and then I'm towing a brown and tannish yellow train. It'd be a perfect fit. We don't need the hazards anymore. What time is it? 5:47. I think we're okay with without the lights too. So just the beacons running now. We should be fine. So we're into the trip a little bit, but just for argument's sake, I'm going to say 860 miles because it's an easy number to deal with for me. Never that good at math. So we need to go at least 430 miles. At least 430 miles to make sure that we'll be able to make the delivery after resting. So I don't want to rest at like 500 miles or something like that, because that means I got more than half the trip to go. So if I can't make at least half the trip before having to rest, then we're in trouble. Windmills spinning in the distance. Some awfully weird shadows. I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird right now just because my headphones screwed up. So. On my last trip, I got unlucky, and I also found, surprisingly, that there are speed cameras on these country roads. As a matter of fact, we just passed one. Now, that is not the one. I'm openly going to admit here that, yes, I did get a speeding ticket on this country road. That was not the camera that got me the speeding ticket. It was this one. So I get to avoid this speeding ticket, I'm pretty sure. When I first passed this particular speed camera, I actually was staring at it going, that can't be a speed camera here on country roads behind a fence on private property. Alas, to my chagrin, it was, and I got a speeding ticket. So there's one bonus to having to do this trip over again. I got to avoid that speeding ticket. So, basically, the two things that happened was I got a speeding ticket. I got a speeding ticket, and I got an accident fine. However, the accident was not my fault. I was making a left-handed corner, and while making that left-handed corner, I see him, but I should be able to pull out in time. While making that left-handed corner, the car that was sitting at the intersection pulled forward and pulled almost directly into the trailer, stopping just short. And because of the type of trailer it is, I had no hope of avoiding. So I ended up hitting him with the trailer and getting fined. It was not my fault. It was bogus. It was, insurance fraud. Claim not guilty, Your Honor, and all that. Sorry, it's not like my index finger isn't tired from holding down the trigger, the throttle, all this time already. So I've switched off to my middle finger at this moment to help give me the extra throttle, help hold down the throttle rather, while I rest my index finger for a little while. Ah, yes, just as we get some nice rolling momentum and could almost make 12th gear hill. Why not? 70 around the corner. Just gotta watch out for any more speed cameras. I honestly am not sure if there are any more along the way. And I kid you not about that. So keeping watch for more speed cameras would probably be a good idea. because it kind of looks like we're still climbing a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to tell because you could be on a very subtle climb, and yeah, actually we were on a fairly subtle climb, and now we've got downhill again, so we're able to gain up a little bit of momentum before hitting this uphill here. Come on, truck. We can do this. The really bad thing about my headphones crashing and me having, or choosing, well, even if I didn't choose to redo this, me having to do this episode over again, it's like making another recording. It's really annoying. It bothers me that I have to go through this, you know? Thinking about throwing a little bit more spin tires in the mix, but I don't know when I'd upload that, you know, because I don't want to take away from the series right now. You know, I'm looking forward to into Far Cry 4, so the interior of this truck, I don't know, I just like the brown and tan look of it. It does look a little bit woodish. I actually like, you know, the finish on it. It looks a little bit more wood-like. It definitely has grown on me already. I thought that was where I had to turn. I was about to freak out and slam on the brake, but no, we're fine. It reminds me of my father's old car. I don't remember if I talked about it before, but I probably have. It was a Buick 225, otherwise called the Deuce and a Quarter. Buick, actually, it's Buick Electra 225. It was Deuce and a Quarter. Convertible. Coupe. Two-door. Boat of a car. This is massive car, you know. The type where you can land aircraft on your hood and helicopters on your trunk, you know. That is that big of a car. And this is convertible. My dad bought it out of a junkyard when he was in the area. He drove prior to it, and this was his everyday car. It was a 1970s-ish Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and it had, you know, it had the big old fishtail on both sides. And again, it was just a huge car, beautiful Cadillac, beautiful ride. He took very good care of it. I forget why, when he sold it. And so he restored the Buick for first time from the junkyard. And he had chosen to paint it brown on the outside because it looked like the original color of the car was brown. So he painted it brown, and he did a brown and tan interior. Because the top was tan as well, so it kind of fit the whole color of the car. This is where I got into that accident, by the way, where the dumbass had pulled out in front of me. So we're going to slow it down even further. Look, here's another one. Yep, see, there he goes. There he goes. I knew it was going to happen again. So that being said, I'm just going to run down that sign, because I don't get fined for hitting the sign. I will get fined for hitting that damn car. Told you it was going to happen again. But as I was saying, this interior reminds me a little bit of that car. And then he decided about 7-8 years later to do a full frame off, I believe. Not Well, yeah, it may have been a full frame off because they stripped it down to metal. Full resto of the car again. One of the reasons is, it wasn't an everyday car, but it was kept in a garage. But it still wasn't the best. Still wasn't the best conditions to keep it in, and he did drive it more often than maybe most people would have. And because of that, it got these little tiny rust areas and little things like this and that. So he decided to redo it, and that, on top of the fact that he knew he was going to want to sell it, is why he decided to redo it again. And you may figure, well, why not just sell it then? Well, he had tried. He tried to sell it, and it didn't work out because the car was brown. A lot of people didn't want it, despite the fact that it was a classic and a collectible. A lot of people didn't want it because it was brown. And the biggest thing my father heard, well, if it was red, I'd probably go for it. But so when my father redid the car, they stripped it down to the metal, finding out actually that the original color was not brown but gold. Yeah, the original color of the car was actually gold. But stripped it all down to the metal, redid it from the ground up, re-overhauled the engine, redid the timing chains, all these things, and he painted the car red. It was this deep metallic, deep, kind of dark red metallic look to it. It was really nice looking. He kept the tan interior, but anywhere that he went brown, like the carpets, he had changed to the same color red. He matched the red. So, the trunk, which was carpeted, the interior, all the carpet in the interior and whatnot, was all done red. The floor mats, everything was done from scratch. So he drove it for a while, including to Virginia. It did have one modification on it that you wouldn't find on most cars. He actually changed the back suspension as well. I remember that for the longest time the car rode low in the back. It actually rode kind of nose up. And the reason for that was they had the wrong suspension for the back, and the car actually compressed the springs down too far. So they changed suspension to a heavy-duty Cadillac suspension. And it actually, the car rode high at that point. It actually rode nose pointed down rather than nose up. So they had to lower the suspension a little bit. But finally, he had gotten it even after a very long time of it not being. He'd finally managed to pull it even, and the one modification on it that you wouldn't find anywhere else is that the car had a trailer hitch. Yes, no joke. My dad put a trailer hitch on it because we have this old trailer made from a big old shipping crate. Somebody took a big old shipping crate, threw it on an axle. May have even been my grandfather who had done it. Big old shipping crate, threw it on an axle, and welded a tow bar on it. And my dad, oftentimes made use of that. And the only car he had that was strong enough to tow it was his Buick. At the time, he had a towing hitch on the Cadillac, so of course he also decided to put one on the Buick. So that was the only thing that wasn't like stock on the car. Everything else was stock. And if you're wondering, engine-wise, it had a 455 0.4 cubic meter engine, big 4-barrel carburetor on it. But yeah, we shouldn't get a speeding ticket here. Nope, we're good. He did finally sell it. I forget when it was. $12,000. Guy paid in cash. And you know, of course, that was the last I ever saw of the car. So it was a bittersweet moment. You know, my dad, he was getting frustrated with the car. You know, my dad enjoys... that was the trailer hitting a... that had to be the trailer hitting... oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, I screwed up that time last time. I need to go this way. Let's fade to the outside to make sure that train clears the bridge. Yeah, I actually screwed that up last time by doing that same mistake. So, as I say, my dad was getting frustrated with the car, fixing problems that went wrong with it. I guess there was a problem with the oil a couple of times, oil pressure or something like that they had to fix. The electric seat adjustment had burned out. My dad had gotten another one, hooked it up, fixed it, worked fine. And when he went to sell the car to one of the first few people that he talked to, it had burned out again, which means there was a wiring problem. And I don't think he ever fixed it again. I think he sold it with that issue there. And you know, it was what it was. Dude, you gonna let me in? Sweet, thank you. So that's just how things went, you know. And my dad, you know, of all things, bought another car, a newer one. It was not the car he wanted. And after the story he told me, it actually got me a little bit angry. I just noticed our wipers. I think our skinning issue, it goes a little bit further than just the interior of the truck. Our wipers are brown as well. I just saw that. Wow, I think his dude overskinned this a little bit. But you know what? Oh shit, I'm just gonna go straight here. But you know what? It's fine. I really don't mind that much. It's fine. I really have an awkward itch I need to scratch. Hence getting in the awkward lane position. They're goofing around with my niece in the living room, if you can hear that. So I apologize. Again, not much I can do about it. We've actually been up in 12th gear, getting a decent amount of speed behind us. We're actually getting pretty close to our mid-range goal in terms of what we need to hit. We're just about 500 kilometers. We only need to make let's see, we only need to make, I said we need to go 430, yeah? So we see at 860. Yeah, so in order to get that back down to 30, we need to travel about another 70 kilometers. Oh, I thought I got a speeding ticket. I was about to go, what the fuck? No, no. It was just the loan. It was just the loan. So, benefits of redoing this is I didn't get into an accident. I haven't yet got this speeding ticket. Hopefully we can keep it that way. And the avoidance sleep fines, the two of them I got for pushing on to the next rest stop, I should actually be able to pull that off in this one because In the last episode, as I told you, that cloverleaf like highway on off ramp switching and all that, I actually took the wrong road and I went up and around rather than just through like I was supposed to. And because of that, it cost me probably about 30-40 in-game minutes, even though there was an exit that wasn't too far away. I just couldn't, I couldn't make up the time. So I pushed on to the next rest stop. And the reason I'm talking about this is because here's the first choice rest stop that I would have stopped at first. But again, 450, and we need to get it down to 430. That's about 20 miles off. Now, not too bad considering the first part of our travel was country road. Now we're on highway, so we're able to get some more, even though it's low cruising speed, we're able to get some more cruising speed out of it. But the truth is, I would rather make sure to go that little bit of extra distance, even if we don't have to go that far to get it. So it probably would have been 10 kilometers difference by the time I had parked. But it really didn't matter to me. And it doesn't matter to me now. I'm almost confident that I can make that next off-ramp. Or the next rest stop. And that's what I'm going for. The next rest stop also has a fuel station. So we'll be able to refuel as well. Which by the time we get there, we will need. Pepsi. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning as much as I am. I shouldn't be, and it's actually caused my mind to drift. But yes, we have to deal with a highway switch here. Not my favorite thing in the world to do, but it must be done. And the sad part is this hill finally gives us some really decent cruising speed, just in time for us to have to slow down. Given the weight, I'm pretty sure I can just try and shoot this at a higher speed, just for momentum purposes. And I bled off most of it that I'd have to worry about, which is really what I was going for. So I could keep some speed getting back onto this highway. I didn't do it quite that well the last time I came through, but I did okay. I was happy last time, and I'm happy this time. That's basically what it is. We're going to need to move over because we got the road. You see there, narrowing right up ahead. don't know where you think you're going, car. Other than ahead of me quite easily. My dude in the game's not the only one that's going to be yawning here. There we go. That's not going to help my situation, I'll tell you that. I'm already yawning for real for some reason. I don't know. I really doubt that anyone in my corp is subscribed to my YouTube channel, but today we were going to take down in the game what's called some Pocos in Eve. I'm talking about Eve. And the first Poco went down without issue. Poco is player-owned customs office. And basically what you do is you use them for planetary interaction. You pull up to this big kind of rectangular shape structure and you interact with it, and then you can interact with the planet below, and you can place factories and harvesters and whatnot. And, you know, you set up the proper chain and you make things on the planet and they get lifted into space. Stop it. They get lifted into space, and then you come and you pick them up and you bring them back to your station. You sell them, or you use them to make items. Well, we had just taken over this new system right next door to us. And basically, there were 2 Pocos in there that belonged to what might have been the previous renter. I don't know. But they weren't ours, and they weren't Alliance that I know of. So we bashed them last night, set them up to be taken down. Well, it's the last night, it was the day before. And we set them up to be taken down today. And the first one went down without a problem. I wasn't on. The second one, I only had just come on after things had gone wrong. Apparently, there was a newt in system that saw the structures were going in to reinforce, saw they were coming out soon, knew it would be coming out to bash. And, oh, stop. Knew we'd be coming out to bash and actually set up camp waiting for us. Now, I wasn't there, like I said. It was reported that the guy was in some kind of small explo ship, and the dude was like, well, I can just kill that off the field. I'm going to drop the trailer here. Because if I try and pull into the space with it attached, it won't count it, and I won't be able to rest. So, in short, the dude, they went in to bash the Poco thinking that they'd be able to kill the ship there was easily. The ship there was not an explo ship. It was a Pilgrim, which is something that's not going to be alphaed off the field. They jumped in like 30 some odd bombers and whatnot, and they ended up killing a very expensive ship. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. I apologize. I swallowed wrong. Get that thought out of your mind right now. But yeah, they silenced a bunch of ships and they killed a very expensive ship and another fairly expensive ship. And the dude's upset. You know, the dude lost his ship, is upset, but he's not overly upset. You know, he's not like, I'm going to quit this game upset. But he is upset, and I felt really, really bad for him. But on the other hand, I was like, well, there was a newt in local, and you took a chance. You gambled, and you lost. The thing to do would have been just let the Poco come out of reinforce and leave it, even if it repped its shields itself up far enough that we had to reinforce it again. So be it. Rather do that than risk your ship. But he wanted to take a gamble and play bravado, and it backfired on him. I feel bad that he lost it, but those are the risks you take, and that's what ends up happening. So No, just because you're told he's in an Expo ship doesn't mean that he is, and you shouldn't believe that he's in an Expo ship. You know, you should be ready for anything. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there. I feel bad, but I also feel like even though they might have known what he was in, they shouldn't have gone. But anyways, that's going to be me done for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bug. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll see you then.